Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's Kim in the ATL. Kim out of Atlanta. And Kim out of Atlanta of BetterBodyCrew.com. If you haven't been there already, you definitely need to go. And then you'll see all the ways that you can reach out to me. Because people are like, you're on YouTube? I didn't know you were on YouTube. You're on Facebook? I didn't know you were on Facebook. Yes. Now, we're working on the whole Instagram, Pinterest thing. But right now, I'm a one-man band. So... late lunch. But anyway, guys, listen. Really wanted to talk to you right quick. Just had this awesome conversation with a person in the business who found me on YouTube. They're not a part of my team or anything, but we were just powwowing, and they found me on YouTube and had some things to say about some things that I said. And I was like, oh wow, I'm so happy that you found it helpful. Hey, what's going on, Mary? Hey, Carrie. Hey, I think it was Jacqueline. For those of you who are watching on Facebook, this originally began as for those of you who are watching on YouTube, this originally began as a Facebook Live. So that's why I'm shouting out people. So here's what I want to tell you guys, because I talk about how I go out and I make money in the streets from people that I don't even know. And the first question that I get from a lot of people that are in my business or thinking about becoming a part of my business is, well, what do you say? What did you say to them? What, magic dust did you blow on them before they bought from you? And really, it has nothing to do with what I said. I promise you, because Candy B will tell you, if you really knew what I said, you would probably be mortified, because you probably wouldn't say it yourself. Sometimes I say stuff and then I'm just like, did I say that? Sometimes I'll say, give me your money. But I'll never say, and I'm joking, but I'm also serious. But I don't lead with give me your money. If I'm talking to someone, if you guys know, I don't go out searching for business partners. First of all, I do not look for people to join my business, because it really takes a lot to do this business. It doesn't take a lot of money. It doesn't take a lot of understanding, but it takes a lot mentally to make the transition of, I don't care what people think about me. So I'm not trying to look for people to join my business when I go out, because that's just too much for me to assess whether or not you would be good to work with. But I'm looking for customers. And so when I'm looking for customers, often I'm in a way more relaxed mode. So I'm cracking jokes with them. Half the time, I promise y'all, half the time I'm not even talking about my company or my products. I'm joking about something, and then the other half of the time I'm listening to them, because people usually have no one in their life that listens to them. So if you just listen to what they're saying, you won half the battle. And when they stop talking, I usually ask them a question based on what they said. I don't be like, oh, the tea has 9 natural herbs. Holy thistle comes from the Appalachian Mountain. I don't do all that stuff. I don't even know all that stuff. I don't want to know all that stuff. I will reference that stuff. If I get a person who's a researcher, I can go to it really quickly. But no, I'm not telling them all of that stuff myself. I ask them very pointed questions, and then I listen. And then when I do talk, I crack jokes to break down their defenses. But I'm telling you guys, it is not what you say. And then once I break down their defenses and I've identified their needs, and I say, you deserve to get the same results that I got. You deserve to look like this person. See, don't you like that before and after? Don't you like this? Da-da-da. Wouldn't you like that? You deserve to get this. Then I say, give me your money. And y'all are laughing. But I'm telling you, that's literally what I say. I say, give me your money. How you want to pay? Cash or card? Let's get this thing rocking and rolling. And then Candy B be standing over there like, I can't believe you just told them to give me your money. But I'm telling you guys, it is not what you say. It's not even how you say it. It's how you make them feel when you say that. So a lot of times, do you know what customers do? They laugh, because I've already established that that's how I am. I know that they want what I have. They appreciate the fact that I'm not scared to ask them for the sale. And they say, I'll give you cash or I'll give you card. But you got to really know that you got to pay attention. It's not that hard once you really just start to understand some things about human psychology, okay? But I'm telling you, stop going around asking people, what did you say? Half the time I don't even remember what I said. And it doesn't matter, because even if I knew your script, y'all, we love scripts, don't we? What's your script? Even if I knew your script, if I don't deliver it the way that you deliver it, and I don't make that person feel the way you make them feel. See, all the top people in my profession that I know, they have an uncanny ability to, even if you're in a room of 1,000 people, they can zone in on you, baby, and make you feel like you are the only person there. They have this just, what do they say, je ne sais quoi about them that, I mean, they can just, you can talk to them for a long period of time, and usually you do. That is the reason why they get so much information from you. That is the reason why they have what they have, because they're collecting all the information, all the data from you that they need to help you in the way that you really want, but don't know how to ask. So, guys, please, please, please do yourself a favor. Learn your own way of doing things. And then once you have your formula, once you understand what your style is, then go ahead and use it to your advantage and focus more on making people feel comfortable with you. That's the first thing. Make them feel comfortable with you. Then make them feel like you know what you're talking about, which you should know what you're talking about. Make them feel like they have your full attention. A lot of people talk to people and they're still on their phone, texting or whatever. That's a horrible thing to do. Nobody wants to talk to the top of your head. You want to stay top of mind, but don't show them the top of your head, okay? And then always make them feel like you have their solution. You're not afraid to help them. They're ready, willing, all of that stuff. And I'm going to tell you guys this story too, and I'm going to end with this. I was talking to this guy the other day, and when I say this guy had a beautiful brain. He had a young guy. Late 20s, had a beautiful brain. We're talking about his child. And I mean, when you do these things that I'm talking to you about, you will be amazed at what you find out about people in a really, really short period of time. We got on the subject of his father and the fact that his father wasn't there for him, what he's trying to do for his child. We talked about real estate. He wants to get into real estate. We talked about a whole bunch of different things. And guys, while we were standing there, I kept noticing that he was saying some stuff that went over my head. And I didn't really get it. And so I was like, oh, okay. But I didn't ask for clarification because sometimes, you try to deduce what they're saying based on, context. But a few things he said went over my head, but I never asked him what he did currently. And so while we were standing there, so many people came and were like, hey, da-da-da-da-da. And I started noticing that this guy knows a lot of people. And so I said, hey, what do you do? I said, everybody seems to know you. He was like, of course everybody knows me. He was like, because I'm a drug dealer. And I was just like, oh, okay. And so he was like, well, you didn't hear when I said XYZ thing? And I was like, no, I don't know. I'm going to be honest with y'all. I don't know that lingo. I don't know that terminology. So certain things that he said went over my head. I guess those things were supposed to be my clue that he was a drug dealer. I had no idea. So I was like, wow. Because based on our conversation, this is somebody like, I talk to a bunch of people every day, and I don't judge people that curse. I know a lot of people that curse, but I stopped cursing a while back. That's a whole nother topic. But this guy is a drug dealer. He didn't curse not one time in that conversation. He was very mannerable, and like I said, he had a beautiful brain. So yeah, I just was like, wow, I did not put that together. Anyway, it didn't affect me. Of course, I don't agree with the way that he chooses to make money, but it didn't change me now talking to him. Do you know what I'm saying? So my point is, the way that I was talking to him before, I kept talking to him that way. And we finished our conversation and, went our separate ways. But the whole deal was, do you know that young man, before he left me, he said, you know what? He said, thank you for talking to me like a real person. And I was like, of course, you are a real person. But see, most people probably don't talk to him the way that I talk to him, or listen to him the way that I listen to him, or when they find out what he is, if they don't already know. Because apparently I'm the only person who didn't know. Leave it to me. Apparently I'm the only person who didn't know he was a drug dealer. But guess what? At the end of the day, he's still a person. And I do treat everybody like a person. I never treat you badly unless... And it's not even unless you treat me badly, but I never treat you badly. I was going to say unless you treat me badly, but I don't do that anymore. I caught myself somewhat. But guys, that's super important because I see a lot of people, and especially on social media, it blows me away. Like with Easter, and I'm going to say this, I'm not going to be controversial, but if you really care about what you're saying and you really want people to listen, then you need to think about this. You need to think about how you say it and how you make people feel when you say it. Because all day long, I see people on social media say, I want to educate people. I want to educate the masses. Do y'all know that you just celebrating this holiday and that's a retail holiday? Do you know the true meaning of this? And da-da-da. And they're saying that they just want to educate people and want people to know why they're doing what they're doing. But the way they're saying it is in such a contrived, condescending tone that you don't even leave people open to, even if people want to know the origin of something, they don't want to know about it from you because of how you're bringing the information to them. So in your business, in life, period, if you really truly want to educate somebody on anything, be careful how you bring the information to them, because that's going to make the difference. That's going to make the whole difference in the world as to how they receive it. And I said I was going to end with that drug dealer story, but I'm in with this story right here. Locks, right? I used to call these dreadlocks. Well, there was a person who, in Atlanta, we got a big conscious mover, right? So I ran to this guy, and I said something dreadlocks, and he was like, oh, sister, don't you say dreadlocks. You shouldn't say dreadlocks. And he just like jumped down my throat, and I was like, whoa, okay. And it just turned me off how he was talking to me, because it was too da 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 da. And I was just like, if a person doesn't know what they're doing, you shouldn't make them feel bad for doing it. Explain to them why it's wrong in a nice way, and then they'll be like, oh. But I see people do that all the time. Like they like instantly just hammer somebody, and if the person does not know, then you just look like a bully, or not bully. I don't want to use that word because that word is used a lot. You just look like a brash person, and you automatically close them off to receiving the information that you're saying. Now, lie to you not, a few months later, I met this guy, young guy, in his early 20s, and he said something, and I said something dreadlocks, and he said, hey, why do you call your hair dreadlocks? And I said, I don't know, it just doesn't make a difference. Chesney, hey Chesney, hey Michelle, I saw you sneak in the room. Chesney, am I still frozen? I hope I'm still not frozen. It didn't say anything about my signal. Oh, the phone just rang. Sorry about that. But I forgot to put my phone on airplane mode. But the young man said, hey, why do you call your hair dreadlocks? And I said, well, I don't know. It doesn't really make a difference to me. He said, well, would you like to hear why it probably should make a difference to you? And I was like, sure. Hey, Larry Casey. And he was like, oh, okay. Well, in ancient times when the Europeans went over to such and such an area, and I'm not good with history, so don't hammer me and be like, you said this wrong, you said that wrong. But they were like, in the ancient time when the Europeans went to this area and saw Africans' hair and it was locked like that, they said, oh, those locks are dreadful. So when you put it together, it's called dreadlocks. So that's why a lot of people prefer the term locks instead of dreads. Guess what? That made sense to me. And the reason and the way that he presented the information to me in a non-condescending what am I trying to say? In a non-condescending way, and the way that he didn't make me feel bad about it, the way that he just educated me versus, bashing me, that made me so much more receptive. And ever since then, now I do slip up sometimes, but ever since then, I've been cognizant to say locks instead of dreads. Does that make sense? Hopefully it does. Thank you, Chesney, for letting me know that. Hey, Larry Casey. But yeah, hopefully that does. So I know this, hopefully this made sense, because this is not a business video or anything. I see people have miscommunication all the time because they have good intentions when they bring information to some people, but they don't understand why I don't know why they just not getting it. Let me tell you something. It could be how you're presenting it, or it could be how you make them feel when you're presenting it. If you really want someone to be open to hearing what you're saying, do not make them feel bad about the fact that they don't know what you already know. In the industry that I am in, health and wellness, I can't just go up to all fat people and be like, hey, you need this. Don't you care about your life? Don't you care about your loved ones? Do you want to die early? I can't stereotype people and then come at them all crazy. And some of y'all doing it. So if you were a person just now who was like, oh, I'm glad I got your attention. Stop it. That is offensive. That is offensive. Okay, I'm sorry. I just got a text message, so I might be frozen again. Anyway, guys, y'all know I can talk forever and a day. I hope this helps someone. Stop messaging me asking me what do I tell people, because I don't remember. And even if I did, it doesn't matter. Develop your own script, develop your own style, and concentrate more on how you make people feel when you are talking to them versus what is actually coming out of your mouth. Because I promise you, if you make people feel good and all warm and fuzzy about talking to you, they won't care what you say. I'm proof of it. So all kind of things come out of my mouth. But anyway, guys, if you like this, go ahead, share it, like it. And if you're watching this on YouTube, subscribe to my channel. And I will see you guys in the next video. I was looking at my time. I was trying to keep this short, but why do I even try? Anyway, bye. Oh, Candy, how you gonna come on at the end?